I will try to give you presentations regarding our Croatian point of view. Mr. State Secretary Milatić gave you already the good overview of the projects connected to the hydrogen in Croatia. I want just to share with you a few slides regarding the new hydrogen strategy that I'm in process of adopting now here in Croatia. But first, let's see one icebreaker. And I think it's important just to give questions how we will do the next few steps. It's called the question of perception, and try to imagine your house. Something like that. Maybe you like it, maybe you dislike it, but I think you in your mind have idea how your perfect house is looks like. Well, if you want to sell it, this is how it looks like to your buyer. A little bit less important, less fancy, less, good and cheaper. But if you want to rent it, it looks like this to the persons who want to rent it. Also, I presume regarding the money. Well, if you need to loan, then the real estate assessor is looking your house like this. But it's not the end, because when you need to pay tax, the tax administration is look like this. So basically, what is the point? Thank you. What is the point of this icebreaker is, well, we are here from 3 different countries. We have 2 states, small states. We have a big region and important region, region in Italy. So basically, I presume that all of us have different point of view how it will work, this hydrogen, North Adriatic Hydrogen Valley. But what I want to highlight is that we are already start to talk from Trieste meeting and from Nova Gorica meeting. So basically, I think that we are going forward pretty good. And as Mr. State Secretary said and announced, I hope that in the next 2 weeks, let's say, the letter of intent will be signed, and then we will have clear picture how it will, and we will boost the starting of these projects to be prepared for the call that will be presented by the BART very soon. So thank you. And only a few words about the hydrogen strategy in Croatia till 2050. Well, the government of Republic of Croatia is announced that they want to prepare or initiate the process of drafting of new hydrogen strategy for Croatia. And the strategy shall be adopted from the Croatian parliament, as all strategies in Croatia need to be adopted according to the law. And Ministry of Economy and Sustainable Development is competent authority that will lead the process till adoption. Also, on the basis of the same decision, the minister adopted the decision and set up the expert working group to prepare this zero draft of the strategy. And expert working group is led by Minister Tomislav Ćorić, and he has his alternative of president, Professor Ankica Kovač from the Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, University of Zagreb. And the task of that group was to prepare the analytical basis and try to, propose the draft document that will be enabled to, see all objectives and all things necessary for boosting the economy, hydrogen economy in Croatia. And this is the structure of the strategy. We proposed, I was part of that working group, and we proposed the 8 chapters. And regarding the content, well, we have development of potential and opportunities for hydrogen applications in Croatia. So we give some kind of overview, and we emphasize the all advantages that Croatia has in development of hydrogen economy and strategic orientations. We saw potential in 4 pillars: production of hydrogen, storage and transport of hydrogen, use of hydrogen, and last but not least is education, research and development. So basically everything is covered, I think. Production of hydrogen, as we already hear from Mr. State Secretary and Mr. Krpan also, we have potential in renewable energy sources here in Croatia. So basically, we want to use it. We want to also part of that energy will be boosted in the production of this low carbon or green hydrogen. And as we also said, the big potential of renewable energy sources, mostly wind and solar, they are unstable. So basically, the hydrogen also could be a tool for stabilizing the network, and this surplus can be seen as some added value of this renewable energy strategy or new energy strategy in Croatia that are boosting the renewable energy sources. But we also see the other possibility of production of hydrogen, like pyrolysis of waste or gasification or something like that. So everything that could be, low carbon hydrogen production is important. So mostly the electrolyzers will be set up, but we need to see a little bit above all this and see what are the other possibilities of production of low carbon hydrogen here in Croatia. And as we already highlighted, all three of us, it's important, or our target is to increase the share of renewable energy sources, electricity generation, and that we also open the possibilities for production of low carbon hydrogen here in Croatia. Regarding the storage and transport of hydrogen, well, we can divide it to the long term and short term. Long term is repurposing of existing infrastructure for the transport and for the storage of the natural gas, as some possibility for the hydrogen, but also for other possible gases like CO2. And regarding the short term, we see that places of production will be also the places of consumption for industrial processes. So basically, we will try to put the production of low carbon hydrogen on the places where it's needed, because it's much cheaper than transported from different distance places. And this storage and transport will so far be mostly on the gaseous form, but I hope that this fourth pillar, research and innovation, will maybe give some answers in the future how we will storage the hydrogen. Regarding the transport, also we can see firstly the transport in the trailers, mostly for the hydrogen refueling stations that we plan to build here in Croatia. Also, as I said, we see the possibility of pipelines, especially existing pipelines, to be refurbished for the hydrogen. And something that everybody talks about it today is this possibility of blending hydrogen and natural gas as a first possibility to see how that low carbon hydrogen can be used in the much wider possibilities. And of course, after production and after transporting and storage, it is important also is the use of hydrogen, and developing of use of hydrogen in transport is need to be boosted by some kind of incentives. We have incentives for now. We have already incentives for the hydrogen fueled vehicles, but also it can be seen that some kind of hydrogen also the buying of hydrogen car also can be incentivized by the incentivizing the hydrogen as it is for buying that hydrogen for that car. Also, we want to see the usage of hydrogen in industrial processes, and well, there is a wide range of sectors where hydrogen can be used as raw material, especially in the petrochemical industry and in refineries. We have both in Croatia, and they actually use the gray hydrogen today. We also want to see the hydrogen in the transport, but on the road definitely, but also we want to see opportunity in the rail transport and shipping. Air is also a possibility, but we will see. I presume that the role of hydrogen in air transport will be, at least for the beginning, for production of new green fuel for the airplanes. Energy, as we also mentioned, some kind of energy storage, but also for the electricity system stabilization support services. And possible direct replacement of natural gas in the industry, but also maybe in the some kind of heating systems in Croatia, because a lot of people in Croatia have heating system on the natural gas. As I said, the transport sector, maybe I didn't say, sorry, but the transport sector is most mature for the usage of hydrogen. It's important because it's sector with highest CO2 emission, and as I said, we are maybe far more, well, we are best prepared in that sector for usage of hydrogen in Croatia. As I said, all part of traffic from road to maritime, and especially is important the public urban transport and maybe vehicles for the weight sector, because they are much quieter. And air pollution is also important, what is mentioned by State Secretary Milatić. What is the plan is also we need to build the infrastructure, because we don't have it yet in Croatia. And the plan is to incentivize the first 10 charging stations in Croatia. And we hope that after that, it will be, economically viable for entrepreneurs to invest in new charging stations in Croatia. And also we need to secure all parts of the hydrogen value chain. So as I presented you all, from production to through transport and storaging to use of hydrogen. I mentioned the rail and maritime transport. The rail transport, it's best options for the unelectrolyzed rails that we have in Croatia, but also the maritime transport is important because we have the we are state with lots of islands, so it's important that we also decarbonize that part of the transport maritime sector. And as I mentioned already, industrial use, we have petrochemical industries and refineries that are already using hydrogen in their processes, but all other energy intensive industries that using some kind of fossil fuels are best options for the use of hydrogen, low carbon hydrogen, to decarbonize their production. And also, as I mentioned, maybe potentially in the future using households for the heating and cooling systems and something like that. And we also saw this part, education, research and development, as extremely important, because we need to set up some problems that we still have regarding the hydrogen, and we hope that it will in the near future, well, some possible solutions, will be provided by not just Croatia, but maybe from this North Adriatic hydrogen valley as well. And conclusions regarding the hydrogen strategy is that is on public consultation until Sunday, this Sunday, and after that it goes to adoption to the first government of Croatia, and then government will send it to the parliament. So basically, what is important that I hope that till end of Q1 or beginning of Q2, but end of Q1 2022, we will have strategic document for production of production and usage, or setting up the hydrogen economy in Croatia. Also, final slide is that we also working parallel and see what is the possible source of financing for those kind of projects. So we put some money allocations in Recovery and Resilience Fund as a good option for the hydrogen, but we are also, it's sorry, mistake, ERDF possibilities. That will continue some projects that we are already planned in the RRF. We also have Foundation of Clean Hydrogen Partnership. We will hear about it in the few moments. We also have possibilities in the modernization fund, in CO2 emission funding, but we hope that all this will be boosted also with the private sector and all other types of investments that we have. So thank you for your attention.